we do what is right for Filipino-Americans, regardless of political affiliations.
Right.
NaFFAA really serves the public.
Talking to Brendan Flores here tonight at the residence of Filipino lawyer and philanthropist Loida Lewis. And this is so fitting, I mentioned earlier, Brendan, because Loida is actually the first
She's female national chairman.
Right, national chairman of
The largest Federation of Filipino-American Associations.
which
right.
is NaFFAA.
Yeah.
And now you are the national chair.
Yeah.
For people that are not familiar, which I wasn't
Yeah.
a few years ago, I've been hearing about NaFFAA, but I didn't really understand
Yeah.
what NaFFAA is. What is NaFFAA?
So NaFFAA is the largest, or America's largest federation of Filipino-American organizations and associations. And really the emphasis is to be the voice for the diverse Filipino-American population in America. And as you know, we have over 4 million Filipinos in America. And what we want to make sure is that we have a collective voice rather, in our nation's capital, really addressing the issues pertaining to the Filipinos living in this country. And we focus on the 3 pillars: leadership development, national advocacy, and really civic engagement. So think about the NAACP for the African Americans. NaFFAA really serves as kind of something similar to that for our fellow Kababayans.
And for people who still does not grasp that definition, what would life be without NaFFAA for, say, for instance, World War II veterans and their families?
Yeah, good point. I mean, think about the soldiers who fought for this country, right? If it wasn't for NaFFAA, along with organizations like FilVetRep, they would have not gotten the Congressional Gold Medal that they deserve, right? That's a big deal. NaFFAA leaders across the country lobbied for that. We were connecting with our Congress to ensure bipartisan efforts are taking place. So in that way, that comes to fruition. Think about dual citizen. Are you a dual citizen?
Not yet.
Not yet, and you will, right?
Yes.
So our NaFFAA leaders really took the initiative to lobby for that. So in that way, it also comes to fruition. Tita Loida was one of those pioneers who made that happen under the NaFFAA banner. So there's a lot more, like think about the equity bill. So NaFFAA has been at the forefront in many Filipino-American issues.
And I think because of that also people think that it's a political organization.
We're not. So yes, there is some political component.
Because of the lobbying.
Yeah, absolutely. But the biggest thing is we want to engage fellow Filipino-Americans to run for office. We're nonprofit, we're nonpartisan. So it's not so much about do we lean left or right. We do what is right for Filipino-Americans, regardless of political affiliations.
Right, and I think regardless of political affiliation, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, we encourage you
That's
to come
exactly
out
right.
and run for office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Serve the public, and
Because
that's what
it's
it is.
representation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how big we are.
Right.
You know, I would argue that we're still the second largest Asian American subgroup, but they're saying we're third. But part of that is we're not counted.
Right.
But even being third right now, if you think about it, we don't have a lot of electoral representation. And that's what we're trying to change, right?
Right.
So-
And the confusion before also came because I think that people think when it's Filipino organizations, it's all the older ones.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good move for NaFFAA to
That's right.
have you be their national chair. Does this mean that NaFFAA is going younger?
You know, great question, because I think you're absolutely right. Most of Filipino-American organizations are traditionalists or baby boomers, and there's nothing wrong with that because they have a lot of knowledge. But when you think about the population of Filipino-Americans, 50% are below the age of 35. And the over 50% obviously are boomers and traditionalists. So I often think about, how do we continue their legacy? So we have got to make sure that we're doing a great job promoting opportunities to engage young Filipino Americans. So your question is, are we getting younger? Yes, we're getting younger in a sense because we're engaging a lot more young Filipino Americans. But then at the same time, we say it's not about passing the torch. I like to call it we're holding the baton together. It's not about changing the leadership team and just make it young. I do think there's value in having both working together. And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Because you're serving both
1000%,
sectors,
yeah,
50-50%.
Yeah.
Right. With that said, for people that are maybe interested, piqued, what would you say, how do we get involved?
Look, we're nationally, NaFFAA.org is our website. And the cool thing about NaFFAA, we're in almost every single state in this country. And again, it's easy. Just email me, call me, and I'll make some time. You can certainly follow us on Instagram or Facebook or all kinds of social media platforms. We're available on there.
You can also
Yeah.
sign up online. That's what I did.
Thank
And,
you. Great member over here.
Hopefully, we're going to be talking about NaFFAA monthly here
That's
on the
right.
show. So we talk
Can't
about
wait.
a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
that you do, and we collaborate, and we bring you stories not just from
Yeah.
California or New York, but from everywhere, from
Yeah.
Montana.
That's right.
From
Wyoming,
small.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. So hopefully, this is not the last time that we're going to be seeing you,
That's right.
Brendan Flores, my BFF.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And more
All
power
right.
to you.
Appreciate that.